Hey guys, it's me, Game McFly. Yeah, back hammer angle. Yeah, hi. It's me, Game McFly again. I don't, and you're wondering, no, I don't know what's up in the long periods of time where I'm not uploading anything. But hopefully with this series, I'll try to fix that, hopefully. But today, what I'm going to be talking about is a thing I've been working on for a while now. I think like ever since like middle school. But it's the Wildmen, and it's a superhero team with only like in actual case like the team itself only like two original characters, and like the rest are like pretty much superhero versions of other characters from like different franchises and brands and stuff. So, yeah, I guess we should probably just go ahead and get on with the team here. We have Wildman, who I list like three of their abilities with this, and that's he has super speed, lightning manipulation, and animal senses. And this is how I usually am when I try explaining this stuff. So, with Wildman, one, he's a massive nerd. That's why he's kind of funny, pretty much, again, how he leads a superhero team where pretty much 95% of the other characters are coming from other brands. Because in his universe, and we'll get to pretty much a whole multiverse thing, probably in a different video. But 98% of the time, he's like, oh, I already know how to defeat this guy because I just saw this movie last week, or I just got done with this comic book arc, or, you know, I just beat this game on Twitch last night. So, yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's he already knows who these characters are, because at least in the case of his universe, they're just like they are in our universe. No fictional characters. They're from movies or comic books or video games or the TV shows, or just they're not real people. Hence why, for the most part, we move on from and we start getting to the characters from the brands. I had to pretty much come up with like pretty much superhero names for a lot of them. So yeah, there's Wildman. Wild woman who's one Wildman's wife. Yep, they're married. And she's pretty much like you have a character that's more like the Hawkeye of the group in the case of being a normal person who just is a really good shot. But yeah, she's pretty much like our archer. Yeah, there's archery, trick arrows, acrobatics, and her lioness roar, which it's like the lioness roar. It's pretty much like the canary, a Black Canary's canary cry from DC Comics. But so it kind of just like, you know, lines up a shot, gets ready to, you know, knock out like a mob boss or something. Some of the mob guys are sneaking up on her, turns around and just just sends them flying back. So that's cool. So yeah, there's Wild Woman. All right, now we're starting to get into the brand characters. This is the White Eagle, aka Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And I'm gonna do separate videos for the different universes. I'll do actually probably one in the reverse. So this is just kind of the speedrun version of that. So yeah, we have White Eagle, Swordmanship. Well, yeah, the dude's a pirate. It's free running and enhanced vision, which yeah, that's the Eagle vision. So there's White Eagle. I originally kind of set up Edward in this case as like kind of I think like kind of the Han Solo of the group, but I don't know. Again, that's what we have evolution of characters for. But yeah, now we have next up is pretty much our comic relief character, and that's the Master Builder. Yeah, Emmett from the Lego Movie. Flight, energy construct creation, and size alteration, which pretty much means that yeah, he's pretty much, and I guess in the DC context, he's like Green Lantern mixed with Atom. Yeah, like the Atom. Yeah, pretty much mean he can alter his size, he can shrink, he can grow big, but he also pretty much has this ring that create. Yeah, they're pretty much. Yeah, like his energy constructs are not like Green Lanterns, where it's just like glowing green. No, they're made out of Lego bricks. And the kind of cool thing is obviously in his like Lego worlds that make up his multiverse. How is like they created it, but since everything's obviously in the actual case of Lego Movie, just Lego sets on a cable on a table in a basement. They're just the size of actual Lego sets. So say this is like a train or something, like a steam powered train from like the old West or something. If it's in his world, it's relatively the size of a Lego set. However, if he goes into like the universe of Assassin's Creed or Wildman's universe, and he pulls the train stunt again, it's going to be the size of an actual train, but it's just made out of Lego. And for the most part, also has the durability of Lego, which pretty much means it actually gets hit by anything and it just falls to pieces. Yeah, so just pretty much giant train size, like bricks of plastic just flying all over. Yeah, that's gonna do some damage. Speaking of trains, this is our Hawkeye character. Pretty much, it's the Lone Ranger. And yeah, so yeah, natural marksman, pretty much expert horse rider, and tracking. So yeah, there's the Lone Ranger. And in the case of appearance, it's kind of like how the like old school Ranger looked, and like kind of like the original TV show from like the 50s or 60s, but kind of a bit more with a mix of the Armie Hammer look from the Disney Lone Ranger, because I like that. Yeah, because I actually like the Disney Lone Ranger. Because for me, if it wasn't, again, like almost 2.5 hours long, it's pretty much Pirates of the Caribbean in the Old West, which I'm fine with. So, okay, then we start to get to pretty much like the two powerhouses, but this is pretty much all field medic, and it's the Sundrop, Rapunzel from Tangled. Yes, I have a Disney princess involved with this. Don't at me. But yeah, like originally that was it. She was just going to be a field medic, so healing, regeneration, her healing magic. Then I started watching clips from Tangled, the series on Disney Channel, the TV show, and I go, okay, when did Rapunzel suddenly become Captain Marvel? Because it's like, what is she, like the second coming or something? It's just, why does she have superpowers? Like, having healing magic doesn't apparently mean that, you know, like, the embodiment of light, yeah, like you're the daughter of Ra from ancient Egypt, but yeah, energy manipulation, adaptation, yeah, like adapting to different scenarios rather quickly, but, and then, if you think Rapunzel is strong, oh my god, we have the Snow Queen, yes, Elsa from Frozen. And this is kind of the thing. Originally, again, it was pretty much Elsa from the first Frozen. So, it's like, oh, okay, you know, superhero level strength. Then I saw Frozen 2 in theaters, and I went, okay, apparently now she's a god now. What? And that kind of goes into pretty much, yeah, her abilities, like cryokinesis, so yeah, obviously her ice powers. Flight. Originally, I have her like pretty much like how Frozone kind of goes around the city in Incredibles, which is pretty much just on a giant ice slide. That was Elsa. Then again, I saw Frozen 2, and I went, no. Nope. Apparently now she can just full on fly. I mean, she doesn't do that in this, but again, I'm pretty much trying to make her a superhero, so she can fly now. Yeah, and invincibility. So, yeah, she's the only one who's pretty much, like, yeah, out of all the characters from the wildmen, maybe except, like, one other, she's the only one who could probably, I guess, in DC context, take a punch from Superman and be completely fine. So, now bear with me because my Spanish is not exactly great. But yeah, we have Lady Los Muertos, who is, yep, Sombra from Overwatch. So yeah, hacking, disguises, survivalists, because it's pretty much of her being raised on the streets of pretty much, well, the Overwatch version of Mexico City. And actually has cybernetic enhancements, because Overwatch. And I figured, I was going to explain this, is like, obviously we got a lot of different style universes, but having a universe to where things that could be, that pretty much, or a world that is so advanced in the case of technology, that 90% of this stuff is pretty much borderline magic, put in other context and other universes. It's like, okay. And as you see, like, so yeah, she sees like Elsa, Rapunzel, they're using their magic, and it's like, oh, what kind of tech it's that? It's like, it's not technology, it's magic. That's probably genetic. Alright, yeah, and then we pretty much have like one Marvel character and one DC character. And my Marvel character is Captain America. And he's pretty much the team strategist. Because, yeah, who better to come up with a plan, like, at least in my case, who better to come up with an attack plan than the guy who has to come up with an attack plan for the Hulk, who usually doesn't have an attack plan. So, generally speaking, it's Captain America. Just watch any of the Marvel movies. But yeah, peak human condition, shield fighter, strategist, an insane amount of will. And the one thing about Cap I like is pretty much they kept if he's constantly in the World War II outfit, even just like the Battle of New York, even up to Endgame, or at least an event like Endgame, just Cap constantly in his World War II uniform from the first Captain America, for me, amazing. And then we get Batwoman, and no, it's not Cassandra Cain. If you were wondering with me saying that, it's like, it's Batwoman. No, it's not Cassandra Cain. It's Barbara Gordon. I'll explain. But for the most part, interrogation, intimidation, investigation, got a lot of eyes, and stick fighting. So, and actually, I think I'll just leave that one for the DC video. So yeah, there's Batwoman. I guess Batgirl, since it's Barbara. And then, pretty much, our Hulk, our big strong guy. That's King Khan. And here's the thing. Originally, I had Godzilla. Because why not? But I was rewatching the Death Battle, the episode Death Battle from Screw Attack of Godzilla versus Gamera, and then they brought the fact of like, oh yeah, Godzilla can't walk anywhere without turning everywhere behind him into pretty much a radioactive wasteland, and I'm having this dude walk around with pretty much a superhero team through downtown Gotham City. No. So, I decided, hey, you know who's less radioactive? King Khan. And I mean radioactive in the case of the Peter Jackson King Khan, so it's just a giant gorilla. But yeah, unlimited strength, healing factor, and size alteration. Because that's kind of thing, so pretty much like, kind of like how the still subject fact of this being King Khan, it's kind of a case of the angrier he gets, kind of like a Hulk, how the angrier Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. The more angry King Kong gets, the bigger he gets. To the point where pretty much he's nearly as big as he is in Kong Skull Island. The next bit are the kind of ally and teams kind of, which has the Brotherhood of Assassins, the Master Builders from the Lego movie, Overwatch, the Avengers, and the Justice League. With kind of like the characters, they're not really, I guess, sidekicks, but just kind of like the person they're seen with the most. Which, in the case of the Brotherhood of Assassins, with Edward, that's Evie Fry from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Master Builders, WoW style, obviously. Overwatch, McCree, Justin McCree, who's actually my favorite character of all of it. Because just, I don't know, it's just pretty much like some futuristic cowboy who takes out, like, again, like, pretty much like these villains that have, like, god-level strength, and all he has is pretty much like a couple of flashbang grenades and a revolver. Yeah. Bucky, the Winter Soldier, and in the case of Batgirl, or Batwoman, again, whichever. Supergirl, Kara. So, yeah, and then these are pretty much the primary locations. That was the teams. And then this is, the allies. And then these are the locations. First off, for wildmen, it's, San Diego, California. Because I figure it's like, you know what city hasn't been done yet? San Diego. So, there's that. For Edward, it's London, and again, this is London in the present day of Assassin's Creed. So, they're kind of based out of, at least, his Brotherhood's based out of the Kenway Manor in London. Bricksburg, the city from the Lego movie. Colby, which is the small town that showed up, the western town that showed up in the Disney Lone Ranger. The Kingdom of Corona, and yes, that's the name of the that's the name of the kingdom from Tangled. Corona. You know, like the virus. God. Arendelle, obviously. Yeah, Castillo, Mexico, Sombra, Overwatch. Then we got New York, which is Marvel. That's New York City, Gotham, and New York in 1933. And that's the interesting thing, because obviously in 1933 that's King Khan's universe, and it's kind of like the noir universe from Marvel, to where it's just constantly in the 1930s. Yeah, so pretty much this version of New York is just always in 1933. Which means it's constantly the Great Depression. And that's the last slide. So, it's just kind of an introductory thing. Next video I'll be doing is kind of trying to explain pretty much the idea of the multiverse, which, and I think I've been about enough of it. So, yeah. Again, I'll try to upload more, mostly in this series, but I'll try to upload more. So, Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff, and if you can, I guess they should probably start advertising the hit the bell thing. But yeah, that was it. This probably ended up being the longest video I've ever done. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. So, bye.